Am I the asshole for telling my husband's sister I can't help her with her kids since I'm failing my kids? I have 3 sons with my husband 12, 10 and 9. My mom died when I was 8 and I had to step up and raise my sister, who was 2 days old when our mom died, because our dad was a neglectful deadbeat who only cared about one thing. So to say I have experience is an understatement. My husband's sister knows my past but did not feel like I was doing a good job with the boys. She said I was too used to parenting a girl and I had no idea how to parent a boy. She said this because my goal was to teach my boys to be kind, to be open and honest with their feelings and to be good, respectful people. Some people might see it as I was trying to make them more feminine, but you know what, if my boys can be healthy and non-aggressive then I will consider myself having done a good job. My husband's sister did not agree. She told me I was raising them to be soft, to be bullied and I was setting them up for failure. At first I ignored her, then my husband talked to her and I basically stopped caring about a relationship with her after she told me I was failing my kids because my oldest son wasn't afraid to have his friends hear him say I love you to me and his dad. She was so certain he would get shit for it. Why she only blames me is probably obvious, but I know she thinks her brother only goes along with what I do. Anyway, she has been struggling lately because her kids are not very well behaved. The rest of the family have been on her case about it and she turned to me, no apology or acknowledgement of what she said, and told me she needed me to help with her kids. I told her that I couldn't possibly help her with the kids when I'm failing mine so badly, I would hate to fail hers as well. She pretty much lost it and told me I was being petty, we're family and how could I not put the kids above any issues I have with her. I told her she had called me a bad parent and I was not going to help her out when she has never apologized or acknowledged that she was wrong. To which she told me again I was petty and should be willing to help her. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole. She's the one putting her pride before her kids. If she really wanted help, she'd apologize. She wants to have her cake and eat it too, get the help from you without acknowledging her own past mistakes, and that's not how the world works. P.S. You sound like an excellent parent. Not the asshole sounds like she was feeling insecure about her own parenting and shortcomings and looking for ways to undermine yours and your choices. Not the asshole. Sil, you're raising softies who are gonna be bullied. Also Sil, why are you standing up for yourself against what I said? That's pretty. Me reading this, being kind and loving does not equal doormat. Not the asshole. You can't say someone is shit at raising kids, regardless of their actual outcome, then ask for their help. Even if they apologize afterwards. The absolute lunacy of this person. As delicious as this felt when they asked, I suspect you'll be even more well-fed when your kids end up in good jobs, good homes with good families due to them being well-adjusted and her kids continue to be terrors. Sorry you even have to deal with this person, and it sucks her kids are ultimately going to suffer, but it's on her, not you. Obviously sister-in-law is an entitled asshole who embraces toxic masculinity. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. At the very least she owes you an apology. Even if she were to offer it, I wouldn't assist her. She wants to use you, to parent her children, and likely scapegoat you if they don't stop their misbehavior. Well, if she can't see the irony in not being able to manage your own kids and asking the person you called a bad mother more than once for help, she is a bit dense. You aren't petty in my opinion. Opening that door would definitely have effects on your kids. Either you try to make the same rules as for you children and Sil undermining you, or teach your children they aren't equal to your Sil's kids. Sil might even influence them directly. All in all, this sounds like the box of the Pandora to me. Why is she alright asking for hands-on help and not for parenting advice to handle it herself? Not the asshole. That is such BS. My 19-year-old son is 6'4", a heavyweight boxer with a lovely girlfriend. He also happens to love unicorns and anything pink and will quite happily cuddle me and tell me he loves me in front of any of his mates. You are most definitely not failing your boys by bringing them up respectfully and to be honest, kind, caring men. Not the asshole at all. Not the asshole. You're not obligated to help her. You would be nice if you helped her. Maybe would be a nice model of how to be the bigger person. Also, what year is this? Do people still really think boys should be boys? I've met so many kind boys since I've been a mum. I've got 2 boys of my own. They're both softy cuddly boys and childcare absolutely loves them. I still remember a 10-year-old boy who kept playing with my oldest son, who was a baby at the time, once at a food court. This boy was very sweet and kind to my baby. He gently instructed his young toddler sister how to be gentle with babies. That boy is raised right. Kindness and gentleness are not gender-specific traits, FFS. So your Sil thinks you're failing your kids because you're trying to raise them to be decent human beings, and it really pisses me off when people think being open and honest about your emotions and being respectful to others is a feminine trait. Meanwhile, her kids are so poorly behaved that the family is giving her grief, and says she wants your help. And she didn't even apologize and say she was wrong for criticizing how you're raising your sons? Hell no. If she apologized and said she was wrong, would you have helped her? Not the asshole. Not the asshole. She needs to apologize first, and it needs to be the best apology ever. Not the asshole. This is just proof that toxic masculinity isn't solely a male problem. Her kids are going to grow up not knowing how to properly handle their emotions and will implode on themselves after they're not able to process them. Source: this exact thing happened to me, and since I learned to be more like the way you're raising your kids, my mental health has been so much better for it, and I wish I'd been raised like that from the start. Not the asshole. You reap what you sow. Not the asshole. I mean the hypocrisy, but also it's not your responsibility, and she already say she doesn't like how you're raising your children. She will blame you for her children changing and or any mistake they make after you involve yourself. That would be too much for me. First time comment ever, but this resounds with me. I have 2 boys and I really wanted to raise kind men. I did, and I am so proud of them. You do what you feel is best for them. People will always have something to say about how you parent, some good some bad. Enjoy your kids and ignore others. Not the asshole. Okay, so she hates your style of parenting but wants your help. Honestly, I doubt she would be willing to actually do anything you suggest even if you did agree. Like, how would that go? Sil: hey op, my kids are fighting all the time. Op: okay, let's teach them to recognize their emotions and express those emotions in healthy, non-violent ways. Sil: nah, that will make them soft. Op: maybe suggest some books she can read or something. Not the asshole. She hates your parenting style but now suddenly wants your help because her parenting style didn't work? Absolutely not your issue. She was rude and made assumptions about your kids and your way of parenting and now wants to reap the rewards of it. NTA. I wouldn't directly help her, but I'd point her in the direction of some parenting classes. If she's really worried about her kids' behavior, there are plenty of resources and people that can help. Not the asshole. Her claiming you're petty sounds to me like she's trying to pull a Schrodinger's asshole move where she pretends she wasn't serious now that it's blown up in her face. You are perfectly fine to stick by your guns until you get a real apology, i.e. one that doesn't start with "I'm sorry that you." Not the asshole. Thank you for your last communication. I am sorry to hear that you are having trouble with your children. Regarding your request for assistance, as has been made clear by you to me in the past, I am not capable of raising children successfully, and as such I realize that I need to focus what skills I have on my own children first and foremost. I therefore have to decline your request for assistance at this time. I wish you all well. Best regards, Op. Not the asshole. I raised my kiddos like this as well. My 15-year-old son tells me he loves me, gives me hugs and puts up with my forehead and cheek kisses. We have a great relationship and he doesn't hide it from his friends, though I am pretty sure I've seen some awkwardness on his friends' faces when I call him the pet name he's had since he was 5 million old. Lol. Your Sil is an idiot and should apologize if she wants or needs help. There are plenty of reasons that humbling yourself for the sake of your children is a good thing. It helps build character not only for the apologizing party, but also teaches children to do the same. Op. This is how parenting should be done. The way you do it. Not the asshole. But, would you help her if she came around with a sincere apology? And she and her husband showed a willingness to work with you and your husband? I would think they both need to be as involved in their children's lives as you both are in yours. I'd also tell her that the minute you heard a word of criticism you'd cut her loose and she could deal with her brother only. She has insulted you way too much and you will only accept respect from her. Anything less will stop all help in its tracks. Not the asshole. If I disagreed with a parenting style, I wouldn't want that parent to be involved in bringing up my child either. If you hated the way a chef cooked their food, you wouldn't ask them to make your dinner. Not the asshole. If she thinks you're failing as a parent, she shouldn't be asking you to help. Don't help her out until she apologizes or acknowledges that she was in the wrong. Was your response petty? Yes. Did she deserve it? Also yes. Have your husband back you up on this. Not the asshole. She didn't even try to apologize. She's definitely the aw. Not the asshole. Lol, sucks to be her. You sound like an awesome mom and your sil sounds like a total hag. Not the asshole. She made her bed, she can sleep in it. Kids' behavior is heavily related to the parents. If hers are misbehaved and yours are not, I don't think you are the one failing parenting. Not the asshole. Why is it always the persons who started it all, who are finding the other petty? As if they had no clue what they were doing before they needed help. Not the asshole. I would say your response was just the right amount of petty. Hopefully this will teach her a lesson to not judge your parenting. Good job on raising well-behaved children. Not the asshole. And I just have to say, those qualities you are raising your children to have are well-rounded and important qualities. They are not inherently feminine, they are emotionally intelligent human qualities. She clearly has a backwards way of thinking and it sounds like you are doing a fantastic job. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Would she even listen to you if you gave her pointers? NTA, you don't owe her anything, she hasn't apologized, and even though you would help her, I'd guess she would still somehow be TCH about it. Lol. Not the asshole. If someone keeps telling me that my yard looks like shit, I'm telling them to GTFO if they asks me to help them mow their lawn. Hi op. Kinda late to this party, so you may not see this, but I just wanted to throw in my 2 cents. Don't get involved with USIL's kids even if she apologizes. It's a trap you really don't want to fall into. I don't know how old her kids are, but it's likely too late for you to make much of an impact on them, particularly since it seems that Sil probably won't change her own parenting behavior. You will ultimately become her scapegoat, and your kids may pick up some toxic habits by osmosis as well. If she persists, suggests that she find a good therapist who can recommend parenting classes. When she complains about expense, ask her why she's putting money above her children's well-being. Almost forgot. Not the asshole. Her kids are not very well behaved. Shocked Pikachu face. Not the asshole. Op. Congratulate your sil on her raising perfect little Oz just like their mom trained them to be. If she wants help with her hellions, she needs to humble herself and get professional help with herself first, then her children. Until she can correct her deeply flawed perception of herself, she cannot expect her children to be corrected in any meaningful way. Good on you and your DH for setting a boundary. Not the asshole. This is pure justice. You've served her. Not the asshole. We all know why the kids are misbehaving. They followed mom's example to throw tantrums and expect no accountability. You could have said you slapped her across the face and I'd still say she's the asshole. Aw, sweet validation. My sister was all full of opinions on my parenting techniques, until she had kids of her own. Realized pretty damn quick that I knew what I was doing. Not the asshole. And enjoy the show. Not the asshole. It sounds like you even gave her an out. You said you weren't going to help her out when she has never apologized or acknowledged that she was wrong, and then she goes and doubles down. Wow. Yeah. You are telling her what she has to do and she's still not listening, so she not going to if you ever try to help with her kids. I bet a lot of people already told her what's wrong with the kids and she still has no clue. Not the asshole. I don't see anywhere where she apologized. Make sure your husband is on board with this, but your joint statement should be something like, we have very different parenting philosophies. We don't think we could help, it would be too confusing for your kids. We're not experts. But perhaps there are experts that can advise you, etc., something like that. Basically she needs independent third-party help. Not the asshole. Your sister-in-law had that coming, to be honest. Not the asshole. Keep doing exactly what you are doing with your sons, you sound like a wonderful mom. Well done for standing your ground with your spiteful sister-in-law, that's karma. Not the asshole. I wouldn't have even answered her, so you've already done more than I would. Not the asshole. You knew how you wanted your kids to behave, and you had their entire lives to teach them the values that support the behavior you value. Now your family wants you to step in and instantly provide similar results for kids who have been actively taught to despise the values that lead to the behavior your kids enjoy. You're wise not to touch this one with a 10-foot pole. A lifetime of living surrounded by the value of kindness, openness, gentleness, can't be changed instantly. But if you try to help, you'll get to be the scapegoat for their bad behavior. Not the asshole. She's being petty by not acknowledging her error and apologizing. NTA. Karma served.